ends in a draw at Halifax on the last day of the season. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I thought with the first half, I thought it was a game of two halves. I think the first half we was pretty dominant. I thought we took it by surprise with the change of formation to a back three, blocks in midfield, and the nine and obviously the wing backs in Oscar and Vinny. They give us the same amount of players as they did in midfield. I watched them on Tuesday and was impressed with how they pass the ball and how they try and make the most of those overloads in midfield, and didn't want them to have that overload, so we matched them up really. And on a big pitch like here, you need to be able to do that because they're a possession-based team, and we put them under pressure early. And probably were unlucky not to go in more than 1-0 up at half time. We knew we were going to come under fire a little bit more in the second half. They switched it up with outside centre half stepping in and taking a bit more risk. And we conceded very late, which is frustrating. But having said that, it was a pretty even game, and the draw was probably fair, to be honest.
Yeah, like you say, we had a couple of chances to extend our lead in the first half. But it was a good finish from Cairo Mitchell, and he's been really good for us during his time here, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, today I thought it was his best game. He led the line well. He held his ball up. He put himself around. Obviously got his goal. So, he's a real good 9 performance today, and it sort of suited Danny a little bit to be able to try and get in between in the pockets and try and get on the ball with Hilly. And allowed sort of JJ and Cease to sit and get on the ball a bit more. So, I think, listen, going back to Cairo he's somebody that I'll be talking to in the next week or so about the possibility of him joining us permanently, because he's done well since he's been here, and he showed today what a handful he can be.
Yeah, just to mention another one of our players who started today, it was his 100th Spitfire appearance. It's Ryan Hill. What have you made of his time? Well, since you've been here.
Hilly's an all-in player. He's out on his feet at the end. When the ball went up, 8 minutes I think was a bit of a shock to him, but as it was to me. But I think they push themselves to the end, and Hilly will always do that as well. He's an all-in player, and we've got to try and get some end product in his game as far as goals and assists a bit more, because he's got that in his locker. And get him playing with confidence, I think. But he's got good foundations.
Yeah, as I say, it's the last game of the season. What have you made of the season so far then?
I was just saying to the boys there, thanks them all for their efforts. There's been a few times where I've been disappointed that we haven't been at our best, but as a general, as a rule, they've all worked hard and kept their standards high, and we've lacked a little bit in different areas of the pitch, but as far as effort and hard work and commitment to the club, you can't fault them very often, and that consistency obviously leads to longevity in the end, and we've just missed out 3 points off the playoffs when I first came in the club. Obviously I think we're third or fourth from bottom, so we've picked up and we've improved. But we want to try and go one better next season and try and get up in them playoffs. But at this moment in time, we need to let the lads rest, recover, mentally and physically. And a lot of work to go on behind the scenes, and we'll recharge and go again. Yeah,
in a game like this where the result didn't really mean too much other than pride, was there a reason why you didn't play any of the youngsters?
Yeah, because I wanted to win. That's me being straight. And also, the difference of us winning here today is you look at the table and we're just outside the playoffs on goal difference, or the difference of us losing is a couple of places, and psychologically it's all of a sudden you're a long way off, even though you'd only been 3 points. So it's one of those things that I'll want to give the lads game time, the young boys. I want to give the EDS players, look at Oscar Rutherford. He's come in and he's played 40 games probably this season. For a young lad, that's excellent. But there's a time and a place, and when they're ready, we'll blood them. But not until then. I don't think it's right coming here today and putting the pressure on them for the last 15, 20 minutes of the game when we're under pressure. Chuck them in a fire like that and put them under pressure would be probably unfair. But and in the end we end up the season anyway. So, but at the end of the day, I've got to make the best decision I feel at the time.
Yeah, and just to touch on our fans who travelled up today, there's a few of them who have been here home and away all season. Do you have a message for them?
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, it's every club. It couldn't be a club without the supporters, and it's so important. They get behind the team, good and bad. They come up today, they're in fancy dress. They've got flowered shirts on. They've got Hawaiian shirts. They've got all sorts on, and they're in good spirits. And I think they'd see a team in this season that have given their all for the team and for the club and for the badge, and that's, I think, as a supporter, that's all you can ask. You're going to get good days, you're going to get bad days, but I think as long as we all stick together, it's really important, and hopefully next season we go that one step further.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers.